Chapter 1 of the Communication, Acceptance and Revocation of Proposal, Section 3 to 9. An offer was sent by post. The acceptor wrote acceptance on the letter, put it his drawer and forget about it. The transaction is no agreement as the acceptance was never communicated to the proposer. L is sent to search for G's nephew. In the meantime, G, by advertisement, offered a reward of 501 to anyone who find has nephew. L trace boy and subsequently knowing about the reward claim it. To reward to the reward L is not entitled as an offer was not communicated to him. Which one of the following statement is not correct? Acceptance must be in writing. The case of Mohiri Bibi versus Dharmodas Ghosh has laid down that in India, a minor's contract is void ab initio. In which one of the following cases a proposal can be revoked when it is made by post before the promisee posts his letter of acceptance? Acceptance sent through post can be revoked before it comes to the knowledge of the offerer. Which one of the following is not provided in Section 4 of the Contract Act? Revocation of proposal and acceptance. A revoke his proposal made to B by telegram under Section 4 of Indian Contract Act 1872. The revocation is complete as against A when telegram is dispatched by A. In which one of the following case it was held through telephonic is concluded at a place where acceptance is heard? Bhagwan Das Govan Das Kedia versus Girdhari Lal Purushottam Das. In the case of acceptance by post, at what point the accepted is complete as against the proposer? When the letter of acceptance is put in course of transmission so as to be out of the power of the acceptor. Acceptance sent through post can be revoked before it comes to the knowledge of the offerer. A proposes by letter to sell a house to B in certain price. The communication of proposal is complete when B receives the letter. The communication of acceptance is complete against the acceptor only when it comes to the knowledge of the proposer. X duly posts a letter of acceptance to Y, but the letter is lost in transit by the negligence of post office. The contract is concluded because the acceptance is complete from the date of dispatch, notwithstanding any delay or miscarriage in its arrival from cause no within the acceptor's control. A promises by letter to sell a house to B at a certain price. The communication of proposal is complete when B receives the letter. Which one of the following is a leading case on the point of communication of offer? Lalman Shukla versus Gauri Dutt. In case of conflict of jurisdiction of court, the incident of the contract shall be governed by the law of the place where a contract is made. An acceptance is complete as soon as a letter of acceptance is posted where it reaches the offerer or not. Which one of the following with regard to the above statement is correct? According to the Indian law, the rule is valid. Communication of acceptance is complete as against the acceptor when it comes to the knowledge of the proposer. When the acceptance is made by the telephone, then the contract is deemed to be made at such place where acceptance is heard or received. The communication of an offer and proposal is complete when it comes to the knowledge of the person to whom it is made. The communication of acceptance is complete as against the proposal when it is put in a course of transmission to see him so as to be out of the power of acceptor. Which one of the following statement is correct? The communication of acceptance is complete as against the acceptor when it comes to the knowledge of the proposer. Which one of the following statement is correct? The communication of acceptance is complete as against the proposer as soon as the acceptor posts the letter of the acceptance. Consider the following statement. In Bhagwan Das Govardhan Das Kedia versus Girdhari Lal Purushottam Das and Company, it was laid down that Section 4 does not imply that the contract is made qua the proposer at one place and qua the acceptance at another place. Which one of the following statement is not correct? D is not correct. Which one is correct? In a case of general offer, communication of acceptance is not necessary. Acceptance has to be made in a manner prescribed by the proposer. If not prescribed, then some usual and reasonable manner. The communication of acceptance to a person other than the offerer is no communication in the eye of law. Consider the following statement. Communication of acceptance is complete as against the acceptor when it comes to the knowledge of proposer, at against the proposer when it put in the course of transmission to him so as to be out of the power of acceptor. A contract by post is concluded at a place from where the acceptance had been posted. Which one of the following statement with regard to the contract is not correct? D is not correct. Which one is correct? The acceptance should be made in a prescribed manner in the proposal, but a departure from a manner does not itself invalidate the acceptance. A duty is cast on the offerer to reject the acceptance within reasonable time. If he fail to do so, the contract is clinched on him and he became bound by the acceptance. An acceptance containing additions limitation or other modifications shall amount to the rejection of the offer and shall constitute a counter offer. It is not open to the offerer to stipulate any unwillingly offered that later silence will be regarded as equivalent to acceptance. He cannot force him to take a positive course of action under penalty of contractual bound If he does not, communication of the proposal is complete when it comes to the knowledge of the person to whom it is made, where the proposal and acceptance is through letter. The contract is made at the place where the letter of acceptance is posted. The letter of acceptance is sent by post, lost in transit. There is a concluded contract as a letter of acceptance. It put in the course of transmission. As per the last sort doctrine, where conflicting communication are exchanged, each is a counter offer, so that the contract result at all. It must be on the term of the final document on each stage, leading to the conclusion of the contract. As per Section 4 of Indian Contract Act 1872, the offer is said to be accepted when the acceptance is put in a course of transmission and is beyond the control of acceptor. The communication of acceptance through telephone is regarded complete when acceptance come to the knowledge of the party proposing. Communication of the proposal is complete when it come to the knowledge of the proposee. Proposee. In case of acceptance by post, what point the acceptance is complete at against the proposal? When the letter of acceptance is put in the course of transmission. The communication of acceptance is complete as against the acceptor when it comes to the knowledge of the proposal. Communication of acceptance is complete when acceptance is put in the course of transmission. Which one of the following is not provided in Section 4 and 5 of the Contract Act? Revocation of the contract, which is provided in Section 4 and 5. Communication of offer, communication of acceptance, revocation of proposal and acceptance. A proposal cannot be revoked after the communication of its acceptance is complete. Revocation of offer by letter or telegram can be completed when it received by the offerer. Which one of the following contract correct under Indian Contract Act? An acceptance may be revoked at any time before communication of the acceptance is complete as against the acceptor, but not afterward. Acceptance sent through post can be revoked before it come to the knowledge of the offerer. A clause of one special voluntary retirement package SVRP stated inter alia that once opinion is made, the employee making the offer cannot withdraw it. Section 5 of Contract Act stated that acceptance may be revoked at any time before the communication of acceptance complete as against the acceptor, but not afterward. Decide which one of the following is true. The provision of SVRP shall enforceable since it is a statutory in nature. The acceptance can be revoked at any time before the communication of the acceptance is complete against the promisee. B accept the proposal of A by posting a letter of acceptance to A. This acceptance can be revoked by B before the letter reaches A. An acceptance may be revoked at any time before the communication of acceptance is complete as against the acceptor. Which one of the statement is true? offer and acceptance are revocable. A proposal A proposes by letter sent by post to sell his house to B. The proposal of A is accepted by B by letter sent by post. When can A revoke his proposal? A can revoke his proposal at any time before B send a letter of acceptance. A proposal is not revoked by death of the offerer, even if the acceptor, in ignorance of this fact, send communication of the acceptance. A proposal is revoked by the death or insanity of the proposal if the fact of his death, insanity come to the knowledge of acceptor before the acceptance. A proposal is revoked by communication of notice of revocation, failure of acceptors to fulfill the condition precedent, insanity of the proposal when acceptance came to know it before acceptance. Which one of the following does not amount to revocation under Section 6 of Indian Contract Act? D. By the death of the acceptor. Which one is considered as revocation? By communication of notice of revocation, by failure of the acceptor to fulfill the condition precedent to acceptance, by lapse of time prescribed in such proposal for acceptance without communication of the acceptance. Which statement is incorrect? A. Proposal is revoked if the acceptor does not act on the proposal. To convert a proposal into promise, the acceptance must be absolute and unqualified. To convert a proposal into promise, the acceptance must be absolute and unqualified. Which one of the following statement is not correct? A. Which one is correct? Acceptance must be communicated. Acceptance must be prescribed manner. Oral acceptance is valid acceptance. Which of the following is a valid acceptance on the proposal? When a acceptance is made in a manner prescribed by proposal. An acceptance containing additionals, limitation or other modifications shall amount rejection of offer valid acceptance. Consider the following statement in respect of acceptance. In a case of a telephonic conversation, the contract is complete when the acceptor speaks the word of acceptance. Acceptance should be in the usual prescribed manner. When offer is accepted with a condition, it is counter offer. As per mirror image rule, the acceptance should be unconditional and thus it should correspond to the offer. An offer must be specific. A asks B, I want to purchase your bike. What will be it cost? B replied that the cost will not be less than 20,000. A was interested in purchases it for 20,000. Which one of the following statement is correct? There was a proposal but not acceptance. Where no application is made and no time is specified for performance of promise, there the agreement of performed within reasonable time. Number of ingredient of promise is 2. Which one of the following is essential of valid contract under Indian Contract Act? Meeting of mind of the parties. When a promiser offered to perform his obligation to the promisee. It is called tender of performance, offer of performance. The correct sequence of formation of contract is offer, acceptance, consideration, agreement. Which one of the following statement about general offer is correct? The general offer is prescribed some condition to be fulfilled. Which one of the following statement is correct? An agreement to which consent of the promisee is freely given is not void merely because of consideration is not adequate. Match the following: Lalman Sukla versus Apanna Dutt, general offer. MacPherson versus Apanna, invitation to trace. Bhagwan Lal versus Sukhdarshan Dayal, intention to create legal relationship. MC Chako versus State Bank of Travancore, privity of contract. X apply for the post of principal. X apply for the post of principal of a local college, and the governing body passed a resolution of appointing him. After the meeting, one of the members of governing body privately informed him of the resolution. Subsequently, resolution was rescinded. X claimed the damage. In this context, which one of the following preposition is correct? X cannot claim damage as there was no communication. Consider the following statement. An auctioneer announcement to sell an artifact through auction on a certain day is not an offer, but only an invitation to offer. The highest bid in the auction is merely an offer which an auctioneer may or may not accept. Consider the following statement. A claim for damage arising out of a breach. Wrong. A person who enters into a contract with the government does not necessarily thereby undertake any public duty. Which one of the following statement with regard to contract is not correct? This one is not correct. Which one is correct? An agreement made without consideration can be enforceable by law as a contract if it is in writing between the parties standing in near relationship and is made on account of natural love and affection. Every agreement in restraint of the marriage of a person other than a minor is void. An acceptance may be revoked at any time before the communication of acceptance is complete as against the acceptor, but not afterward. Which one of the following statements are correct? Counter offer put an end to the original offer. Acceptance must be absolute and unqualified. Which one of the following there is no contract? A teaches his parrot to speak a proposal. Send it to B. The parrot is speaking the proposal before B. B telling the acceptance to the parrot is no contract. A sit in a public carrier and purchase ticket is a contract. A after standing on a weighing machine of railway station put a coin to it is a contract. A give an advertisement to whatsoever will bring the lost dog. Whosoever will bring the lost dog, he would be awarded is a contract. Anuj says to Ramesh if he would interested in purchasing his bike for rupees 10,000. Ramesh immediately take 10,000 to Anuj and say he want to buy the bike. The result is no contract is found. A took his wife to England for vacation. Due to some business emergency, A had to go back to his place of work immediately while leaving B in England owing to her ill health. A promises to pay £300 per week as a maintenance during her stay in England but failed to pay. A if A sue B then is not liable to is not liable because he cannot presume to have an intention to enter into contract with wife of B with B as per the objective test offered. Once the party have by all outward appearance agreed in a same term on same sense subject matter, then neither can generally rely on some unexpressed qualification or reservation to show that he had not in fact agreed to the term to which he had appeared to agree. Counter offer is a rejection of original offer.